guys, my name is Bridget and today I'm going to be talking about all the books I read during the BookTube-A-Thon. And if you followed on my vlogs, I was very successful. I did quite well, I'd say. At least quite well for me. I know some other people can read a bajillion pages in whatever amount of time. I can't. So this was a very successful week for me. So I'm just gonna go through all the books I read or started. If you want more specifics on how much I read each day and everything, I have vlogs for all of the days that I've uploaded. So you can go check that out. I'll leave a link to the playlist in the description of this video. So yeah. Also, before I start, a lot of the books I really enjoyed. So if you keep hearing me say I enjoyed them, it's because I picked some good books that I actually had a lot of fun reading and was really happy I finally picked them up. I'm really glad I read all these books. The first book I picked up was Ryan Higa's How to Write Good, Autocorrect Well. And it was really cute and fun. It's him telling his life stories before YouTube generally and sort of where he came from, while also illustrating the ideas of how you write a book. Like, these are characters that you introduce and this is plot, and then you have to add different plot devices. It was really cute. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun reading it. It was a really quick read. If you like Ryan Higa and his videos, definitely pick this up because it's just so him and it's so funny. This book completed 3 challenges. 1, read a book about a person who is different from you. 2, read a book that has someone on the cover. And 3, read a book in a day. Successful book, this one. And this was 224 pages. The next book I picked up was Words in Deep Blue by Crowley. This was a really cute story. So Rachel has a crush on this boy named Henry. They were the best of friends. They were so close. And then she moves away. You don't really know why. That's sort of a mystery that's happening throughout it. They allude to it and sort of tell you about it, but you find out more about it as you go on. She's moved back now, and he owns this bookstore, and everyone goes there. There's this thing called the letter library, where you have a copy of the book, and then you can write in it, and people leave letters to each other inside the pages, and then they just exchange letters, and it's really cute. You can see some of the letters while you're reading it. That's part of the story as well, which I really liked. She left a letter in his favorite book. He never responded about the love letter, and she was really upset, and now she's moved back several years later. It's just showing how their relationship has evolved and all of that, and it was really cute. If you like books, like I'm assuming you do because you're on BookTube, this is a really adorable read. I definitely recommend it. I had a lot of fun reading it. I had a lot of emotions during this book. You can see in one of my BookTube-A-Thon vlogs, there's me crying. It's like a bit after I finished the book, but I had the tears. It's only 273 pages. This book was the read a book you bought because of the cover. I didn't buy this book. It was sent to me by Barnes & Noble for winning the contest thing last year at the Barnes & Noble event, but I chose to read it because of the cover. Because look at it, it's stunning. So I'm giving that one to myself. The next book I picked up was 3 Dark Crowns by Ken Dare Blake. This book was so intense. Oh my god. If you're looking for an intense fantasy sort of read, pick this book up. It is so good. So basically the premise is every queen has a set of triplets and each of them has powers. So there's one that can sort of commune with nature and has like an animal companion. There's another one that deals with the elements, and then there's a third one that deals with all sorts of poisons. These 3 girls have to compete to become the queen, so they have to kill their other 2 sisters. They're raised by that community, so the poisoner queen is raised by the community of poisoners, and they want the poisoner on the queen because if someone is queen, then their whole community is stronger because of it. I can't wait for the next book to come out. It was really good. I was really enjoying it. I was listening to the audiobook of this. I'll read you the back. It's a little poem that goes with the story. 3 dark queens are born in a glen. Sweet little triplets will never be friends. 3 dark sisters, all fair to be seen. 2 to devour and 1 to be queen. I recommend it highly. And this book is 383 pages. This book didn't complete any challenges generally. I guess it could complete the Read a Hyped Book challenge. I also have another book for that. The next book I picked up was Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. This book was so cute. Oh my god, I loved it so much. So it's about this girl named Eliza, and she's the creator of this huge online webcomic called Monstrous Sea. She loves this comic. She's been working on it for years and it's grown immensely popular. There's millions of followers of this webcomic. Everyone reads them. She meets this boy, Wallace, who also is really into the webcomic. They become friends and you see their relationship evolve. It's been getting a lot of hype in the booktube community recently and everyone's been talking about it, and I can see why, because it's so good. And throughout it you also get to see hints of her webcomic in it, like the art and everything, and I thought that was a really great touch. I love it, and I definitely think you should all pick this up. It sort of reminded me of Fangirl, but more of the fandom side of it because you saw more of that. Whereas Kath was dealing with college and the stress of going and meeting new people, Eliza is more dealing with writing and creating this world and also meeting new people, but in a different context of them being fans of her work. If you're looking for a quick contemporary, pick this one up. I picked it up and suddenly I was finished. If you watch my vlogs, I get very emotional about this one too. There are tears. I really just want to reread this book now, but I need to move on to new books. This book also completes the challenge of read a hyped book. I understand the hype a lot. Definitely will be adding to that hype. And this book is 389 pages long. The next book I picked up was Life is Like a Musical by Tim Federle. It's 224 pages and this was the book I read completely outdoors. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it had a lot of good advice. If you vaguely like musicals, I think you should really pick it up. It's a really quick read and it has a lot of good advice. The next book I picked up was a graphic novel, The Astonishing XMen by Joss Whedon and John Cassaday. I really enjoy the X-Men movies and I hadn't read one of the comics yet. This was the first one I picked up. It was 300 pages long and I enjoyed pretty much every minute of it. I didn't like it as much as some of the other books I read, but that's a lot to live up to. And I thought this did the job really well. The art wasn't my favorite out of the graphic novels I've read, but I enjoyed it. I thought the stories were very good. I was sort of confused at the beginning, but overall, I really enjoyed it. I want to pick up more and see what happens. At this point in the read-a-thon, I have already completed all of their challenges, so this is just going towards the 7 books challenge. The next book I picked up was The One by Kiera Cass, but I don't have that. I don't own that book, so I'm holding up the selection. The One, I just wanted to complete the series, and that was the 7th book I finished. I listened all to the audiobook while I was doing other things. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was better than the other books in the series, but also some of it bothered me, but that's probably just typical. It was really quick to read. I don't know if I'm going to continue with those extra books they're publishing now, The Air and everything. Not anytime soon, I don't think. And that book was 323 pages. And if you don't know what this series is about, basically it follows 35 girls at the start who are competing to win the heart of Maxon, the prince of this nation. It's set in a dystopian world. It's sort of like The Bachelorette meets dystopian fiction. And this completed the 7 books challenge. Yay! The next book I picked up was The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater, the 2nd book in the Raven Cycle. If you don't know anything about the Raven Cycle, it's about this girl named Blue. She's always been told that when she kisses her true love, he's gonna die. Then she sees that it's one of the Raven boys, his name is Gansey, and then she meets him and they go on adventures with his friends. It's glorious. Maggie Stiefvater's writing is amazing. I need to pick up more books by her. Why haven't I? I don't know. I definitely need to pick up the rest of this series because this book was amazing and I'm so into it now. I need to continue. I'd started it before and I just didn't get very far. I don't know what happened. And this book was 439 pages long. And now I'm going to talk about some books I started during the read-a-thon but didn't finish because I moved on to another book or just thought it was going too slow and I couldn't, so I'll read it another time. I read 1 page of The Glass Spare by Lauren DiStefano on the first day. It was very good. I really enjoyed the 1 page and I definitely want to continue. It got me really intrigued in the story. I needed to use it in my video, so I read 1 page to say I could be currently reading it. I can't wait to actually continue reading it. Based on the 1 page, it was good, and it's about a princess dealing with powers, and that's all I generally know. Another one of those books was Because You Love to Hate Me by a bunch of YA authors and booktubers. I am 149 pages in. I've read the first 5 stories and essays. I'm really enjoying it. I think they're all really unique and interesting perspectives on villains. I like the tales that we already know, but from a different perspective. I'm definitely going to be continuing this. I just thought it was going too slow because I was reading story by story and I wasn't really getting sucked in as I would with a normal full 1 story. So I put this down so I could finish another book. And the last book I picked up during the BookTube-A-Thon was The Young Elites by Marie Lu. I read/listened to 281 pages of this book. It's about this girl named Adelina, and she lives in this society where these kids have gotten the fever and then they get powers from it. I love powers. I think that's a running theme throughout my life. And she gets these really dramatic powers and you don't really know much about them until you're into the book, so I don't really want to tell you about them, but let's just say they're pretty cool. It's sort of a twist. She's not necessarily the hero, but she's not the villain. There is a villain. She's in the middle there. She has her own way of doing things. I really enjoyed this. I finished it the day after the BookTube-A-Thon ended, and I really want to pick up the rest of this series. I really think this is one you can get sucked into. So in total, I read 3,000 pages within the week of the BookTube-A-Thon. I'd say that's pretty much a success. I think that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what you read during the BookTube-A-Thon. If you completed any challenges, good job. I applaud you. And I will see you in my next video, which will be up very soon, probably tomorrow. See you then. Bye!